Hey there, it's me, Katrina. Today, I want to share with you one of the biggest time savers that I have ever put into my group home business. That's automating the intake process. Bringing in a new resident can feel overwhelming sometimes if you're doing everything by hand and on paper. I used to do paper forms, phone calls, scheduling back and forth, and it would eat up my time. But once I set this system up, it completely changed the way I run my business. When you're screening residents, the very first thing you want to make clear is that your home is independent living. It is not assisted living. It is not a care home. You are not providing any services at all. This means if somebody needs help with activities of daily living, ADLs, they need to already have their own support in place or you cannot take them. So my group home does not provide any services, and I have to make that clear to everybody who I talk to. Setting this expectation up front saves you headaches and helps you make sure that the right people are moving into your house. Now let's talk about my intake questions. So of course I collect all the basics like their name, their rental history and references, but because it's a group home and it's co-living, I also ask about behavioral history and their health history because unlike a traditional rental, these questions are allowed here. In fact, they are necessary for the safety of everybody living in the home. Even though I make it clear up front that I don't provide services, I want to know what kind of medical and behavioral history these people have so that I can advise them if they would be a good fit or not a good fit for my house. Even though somebody might be able to take care of their own ADLs, they still might have a history of some kind of condition that makes them not be a good fit for the house, depending on which house it is that I have. When I first started, my process was so old school. I had paper forms. I would have the forms out at open house on clipboards, and I would ask questions over the phone and write in the answers myself. And then I would scan that paper to my operations manager. It worked, but it was really clunky and it was just a lot harder than it needed to be. Then I upgraded. I built an online intake form using JotForm. So I put all of my intake questions into JotForm, and then I put a link on my website to the JotForm. So people can just click a button and go to the JotForm to fill in their application. And so with it embedded right into my group home website, they fill in their application and then their answers are emailed straight into my business inbox, which my operations manager and I both have access to. Their answers also auto-populate a Google Sheet so that we can review everything in one place. And if they're a good fit for the house, then we send them a Calendly link. That way they can schedule a tour. And Calendly syncs directly with my operations manager's Google Calendar. This way the tours are only getting booked when he's actually available. And so he gets an email and the person gets an email saying that they have this tour booked and which location their tour is booked for and what time. So there's no more double entry. There's no more back and forth on the phone. Is this a good time? Is that a good time? We don't do any of that anymore. This is the calendar. Pick your time when you want to have your tour. And then my operations manager, also his availability was already in there. So he's available and he shows up for the tour. Very simple. This system saves me hours every week. There's no paper forms floating around. I don't have to write stuff down and then take a picture of it or scan it and send it to my operations manager. There's none of this endless back and forth scheduling. And most importantly, it creates this smooth, professional experience for the residents before they even step through the door. So it kind of sets the tone for everything that comes after because they're like, oh, this is a very professional organization that I'm dealing with. So it puts it at that higher level and it tells them up front that we don't mess around, that this is going to be a nice place. We're very professional and they know what to expect from my business. If you want to set up your own automated intake system, I walk my coaching clients through the exact steps. Plus, I share my exact intake form that I use in all 3 of my houses. I have 3 group homes in San Antonio, Texas, and I live in California. So I teach all of my coaching clients how to work on the business and not in the business. I teach you how to automate your group home. So if you're ready to put your group home on autopilot, click the link below and book a call with me, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.